Alignment in the swing that I teach is actually quite simple, but it happens after you develop the ability to consistently hit a solid tight draw. I always say you have to get the gun to fire before you can aim the gun. It does you no good to aim the gun if the bullet doesn't come out of the gun. Well, the same is true here. You have to develop the ability to hit a solid and consistent tight draw with your quarter, your half, your three-quarter, and your full swings before you can start to have a true understanding of where you are aligned to. And how it works is like this. Once you develop that ability to hit solid, consistent, tight draws, you're going to see that the ball's all going to go in a very specific direction. And the balls are all going to gather pretty close by each other. Well, that's how you're going to start to develop your relationship between your setup position and where the ball's going to go. You see, it's your setup position that's dictating the path of your swing. And so here's how it works. It's quite simple. So I pivot and then I grip. I pivot so 70% of my weight is on my front foot to secure solid contact, and then my body is closed down at a 45-degree angle to secure a shallow or inside-out swing path. Now, this shallow or inside-out swing path is not necessarily specifically matched with my shoulders. You know, in the traditional golf swing, they say that in order to hit the ball straight, you need to match your shoulders, your hips, and your toes, and you align them perpendicular to your target line. If that worked, the PGA Tour pros would hit the ball dead straight because that's not something that's very hard to do. And if that worked, you'd hit the ball straighter. But that doesn't work because it makes no logical anatomical sense. If that were true, that I set my body such that my toes, my hips, and my shoulders were perpendicular to where I wanted the object to go, then I should shoot a basketball this way. I should throw a dart this way. Instead, we don't do that. We position our bodies so that we can use the anatomy in such a way to influence the object that we're about to direct towards our target. So in basketball, the body gets set in this position here. There's nothing pointed at the rim, but instead it's aligned so that the right arm or your dominant arm can propel the ball properly so that you keep your elbow under your wrist and can propel the ball properly towards the hoop. The same is true when you're throwing darts. You align your body in such a way so that the action of the arm that's in control can direct the object towards the target. Well, the arm that's in control in the golf swing is the left arm. That's what needs to be in control. And then when you understand how the left arm works, it simply requires that the body is in a closed position so that the left arm can swing upon its natural swing path that the lead shoulder creates. This is a three-quarter rotating shoulder joint. It works in a very specific way, and it creates an inside-out swing path naturally relative to golf. So given that, what you start to do, and it's very important to point this out, the shoulder line is not a direct match to your swing path. They're very similar, but there's, just like I said about the traditional swing, there's no reason why my shoulder line should be a direct match to my swing path. But they are similar. And this is why you then have to create alignment in this manner. Once I get set into my setup position, all you have to do is make a few swings while you hold your weight still and keep your body closed, and you're going to see the club always wants to go right here. Well, that's where you are aligned to. If I were to pick up this whole unit and shuffle it around here and do the same thing, now the club wants to go out in this direction. Well, if you just peek over your left shoulder or your lead shoulder, you're going to start to develop a relationship between where you are set up and where the ball's going to go. So watch me here. I'm just going to hit some small shots at first, right? So I'm going to pivot, and then I'm going to grip. Once I'm in this position, notice I'm just going to peek over my left shoulder here. Now, the shoulder line is not supposed to match where the ball's going to go, because your arm works very specifically and independent of what your shoulders are doing. So in order to do that, like I said, you peek over your left shoulder. Yep, I'm just to the right of that cactus planter there. So if I keep my weight still and maintain a still position and maintain my closed position, and I make this small swing, sure enough, I hit the ball just out to the right with a little bit of a draw to the right of the cactus planter. Watch me again. Pivot, and then I grip. Notice, this is where the club's going to go if I maintain my position. Well, that's my alignment. Sure enough, same thing. Well, once you do that enough, you start to become very familiar with that action. And it becomes very easy then to anticipate where the ball is going to go. Here we are again, right? When you do it enough, it becomes so natural that you can just step right into the shot and anticipate where the ball is going to go. But by looking over your left shoulder or peeking over your left shoulder, you start to develop the sense where if you maintain this position, this is where the club is going to swing to. And if that's where the club's going to swing to, that's where the ball is going to start. So watch me here. I'm going to pick up this whole machine now. I'm going to shuffle it around to here. Once I'm in this position, I'm still going to pivot and grip, but now I'm aligned in between these two cactus planters. So if I keep my weight still, sure enough, I hit it up the center of the two cactus planters. Now I'm going to hit it off to the right. Same thing. I'm going to shuffle around to this position here. I pivot, I grip, I peek over my left shoulder. Yeah, I'm going to hit it right over this little black lava rock here. Sure enough, tight little draw. Now, as you increase the length of the swing, the ball is going to draw more because it has more energy in it, because there's more club head speed that puts more spin on the ball. But all you're doing is still anticipating a solid, tight draw. So for a full swing, you can anticipate a 2 to 3 yard draw. For a quarter swing, you'd anticipate something like a 1 yard draw. You're going to know what you're going to do after you do it enough, and that's something that's really important. If you keep hitting a group of balls in that are solid, tight draws to a specific direction, that's probably where you are aligned to. And what you want to do is adapt to it, because you're able to repeat it, so why not just adapt to it and start to develop a relationship between you and where the ball goes. So watch me here. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to make a full swing now, right? I still pivot and I grip. My weight's still anchored on my front foot. Yep, just right of the cactus planter there. Now if I stay still, just right of the cactus planter. If I pick up the whole machine and I move it in a different direction, I think you can kind of figure out what's going on here. I pivot and grip. Now I'm between the cactus planters. Same thing occurs. So if you can just peek over your shoulder after you start to hit solid and consistent tight draws, peek over your shoulder and anticipate your swing path. It's similar to your shoulder line, but it's not identical to your shoulder line, and it shouldn't be. Instead, what it is it's where your left arm is going to swing to when you're set in this position. And once you do that, it actually becomes very simple to anticipate where you're going to hit the ball to. And there you have alignment.